Welcome back to our channel. You have a land, you've not registered it. What's wrong with you? On this episode, we're going to look at why you're supposed to register your land, the benefits that comes with it, and the processes you follow to register your land in Ghana. The very first reason why you're supposed to register your land is that the very time you do that, it is state guaranteed. The state or the country Ghana recognizes you as the owner of those coordinates. You own that piece of land forever until you push it to somebody else. Therefore, you having the land and then you have a site plan and indenture is on the final registration. You should register that land. If any issue of dispute pops up with that, you are likely to lose the land. Therefore, buying a plot of land and registering it to the Lands Commission of Ghana, it gives you that security that the land is yours forever. Any other registration of that land or piece of that land, it becomes what? Subordinates to that. It may go through, but that one stand tall. And then if issues go to the court of law, everybody knows that you are the first owner of that land. Therefore, don't take chances. When you buy the land, make sure you register it before you sit down there. Else you see the land guys coming around to disturb you on your property. Have a land, go register with the Lands Commission, and then you'll be fine. The second reason why you're supposed to register that land is that it gives you the chance to be able to transfer the ownership of that land to somebody else. If you have a land and you've not registered that land, and Mr. B want to buy that land from you, before you can transfer the ownership of that land to Mr. B, you need to go look for the first owner of that land. It could be Mr. A, for that person to sign for you before you can transfer title of that land to the next person. What if Mr. A is no more? It means it will just be there. You will not be able to transfer the ownership to somebody. It can be done, but if the fellow wants to register it, it cannot be done because the first owner is still there. People are having properties and it's still in the name of the person they bought it from. You stand a chance to lose that property. So please, if you have a land, go to Lands Commission and register it. And then if you want to sell it to somebody, it is very easy. A new document to be prepared and then you will sign and the fellow can go to Lands Commission and register it because you've been the first or the true owner or the current owner of that piece of land. Another reason why you're supposed to register that land is that you can use it as collateral. People are scared of loan, but the businessman will tell you that it's good to obtain loan. If you use loan to push into a business, it's good, but people take loan to manage their liabilities that they are still broke, but loans are good. In case you want to go take loan from the bank, a land can be used as collateral. A land at a very good location can be used as a collateral for that loan. Therefore, registering that land will give you the chance that you have ownership to the land and the bank can take titles to that land and give you a loan and use that loan to do any form of business you have. So if in case you want to have that land and use it as a collateral, then you must go and register that plot of land and then you can be sure that there's no issue that comes with it at all. Let me tell you a story. Some people end up buying lands and then some other person buys the same land. It does happen. Double sale of land is common in our jurisdiction. And the way that you can fight that is that when you have registration to that land, the second party that will fight you will lose the case. So if you buy a land with somebody, hurry up and register that land. And then if somebody else buys the same land and he or she wants to go and register at the Lands Commission, then you are already the owner. But if you are there and you buy the land today, you've not registered it, and somebody buys the land tomorrow and end up registering it, and there's any form of dispute and you guys are chasing for the ownership of that land, the person that registered the land tomorrow will have the land, whilst you bought it before the fellow, you will not have it because you've not registered it. The person that sold the land to you will only be asked to compensate you or give you the money back, but the land, you will not get it. So please, if you have a land anywhere, people already build on lands that they've not registered, please rush now and then you register that land and then you'll be free of all issues that will pop up. We have encroachment issues in Ghana. Also, registering that land will give you the chance that you know your coordinates perfectly. The state is aware. Therefore, if somebody goes to register part of it or full of that land, they'll sack the fellow. Somebody will buy a land, your neighbor will be there and the neighbor will try to register part of your land to add to his. Because you've not registered that land, that registration can go through. So please register that land before you feel comfortable. Now, how can you register that land? In our subsequent episodes, we'll talk about how you can register a land completely. But let me give you Briefly, how you'll be able to register land. If you have a land, you have the site plan and indenture ready, you just need to walk to the Lands Commission and tell them that I'm coming to register my land. They take you through the processes, they do assessment, they check it out, they see that, oh, if there is somebody owning or have registration to that land or have title to that land, they tell you. If it is not, that the process will just go through. But one thing you are supposed to be aware about is that registration of land comes at a cost, and this cost, it is influenced by the cost at which you buy the land and the location. The location of the land, the cost of the land have influence on the amount the Lands Commission will charge you for the registration of the land. So if you have your site plan and indenture ready, just go to the Lands Commission, tell them that I'm coming to register my land. There are departments that will see to you, there are certain examinations that will be done, and then voila, they register you, you have that land and go. You can have registration of land around 1,500 to 2,000 of a single plot in certain places. It varies across the country and based on the location and the valuation of that very land out there. So please go out there, go to the Lands Commission when you have the site plan and indenture. We also realize that lots of people are out there, they don't have titles to their lands. They don't have ownership to their lands. They just go buy the lands, no site plan is done, no indenture is done, and then they build on it, or they are just sitting down there. It is very risky for you to have a land to this age and you don't have any form of document on it. I've been telling people that the site plan and indenture is at the first stage of your ownership. When you buy a vehicle, there is something we call change of ownership you do at the DVLA. Therefore, when you also buy a land from somebody, do the registration, and then the registration, the ownership of that land will move from that person to you, and then you can be sure and beat your chest that I am the true owner of this land and the state is behind me, and I can sell it to somebody at free, and then also I can use the same land to obtain loans from the bank. Before you go, I would love you to understand certain factors that influences the cost of land registration. The first factor is the location of the land. Second is the size of the land, and thirdly, the value or the cost of that land. Those factors have influences on the amount you pay for the registration of that land. So when you go out there, when you have a plot of land, the registration cost would differ from when you have two plots based on the locations, the size of the land, the value of the land, and all of that. So these are the factors you must know. But when you get to the Lands Commission, they will tell you the value at which you register that land. If you spend a good fortune to obtain a land, just end the process by registering it. A lot of us are taking risks today because we are just comfortable that the site plan or the indenture or both are the final documents to our land. It is a no-no. Never at all. Go the long way to have the registration of the land. Then you can be sure that the state of Ghana is behind you. You can use that land to obtain a loan from the bank. You can easily transfer ownership of that land to somebody else. And also there's a security that you are the true owner of that land. If anybody tries to do any form of registration of that land again, the Lands Commission will not validate that individual. Thank you for being part of today's episode. I hope you understand why you're supposed to register your land. Lots of us are victims of this. Please try to register your land and subscribe to our channel and share this with your friends and family. Until next time, this is Draw Chronicles, and real estate is simplified.